Hey, it's Victoria Staten and welcome back to my channel. On this video, I want to talk about a pretty heavy topic, and that's overcoming birth fear. Something that many women deal with all the way up through their pregnancy, all the way through birth, and a lot of times beyond. Many horror stories are passed along, but have hope. It does not have to be as bad as maybe your friend, maybe even your mom told you it would be. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. And if you're part of the fam, welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on this video. I would love to get feedback from you. It also lets me know what you like, and it lets YouTube know what you like so that you continue to see my videos. So for this video, as I mentioned, overcoming fear, I wanted to first kind of talk a little bit about my own personal story. To go back several years, I've been married for 7 years now, but I would say for at least 3 or 4. You can hear my little dog. I was definitely crippled by fear in regards to giving birth, because first of all, how is something so big supposed to come through something so small, to put it quite frankly. And you hear so many different horror stories. You hear about the tearing, and you hear about extremely long labor and all these various complications that could take place, and just so many things that could go wrong. And the big emphasis should be on the word could, because that does not mean that it's guaranteed to go wrong. So for me, this was a process of a lot of prayer, a lot of reading, and a lot of faith building, because ultimately, oh, hey Chief, ultimately, our bodies were created to give birth as women. Hi Chiefy, you want to say hi? Say hi. Yeah, our bodies were created for this. So with that being said, it's nothing that we really need to fear, because something that I've learned actually, so during the birthing process, when you are getting closer to labor, and this is once your baby drops down lower into your cervix, it actually allows you to be able to take deeper breaths, which is what you're going to need when you're in labor, because you need to be able to take deep cleansing breaths to push. Another cool thing is that contractions ultimately get you closer to your baby. So contractions, when our uterus is contracting, of course take advantage of that and push during the contractions, because they're for a purpose. And there's so many different things. There's many books that I've recommended. I'll put, I believe it shows up here. I'll put on the video another video that I made with top recommendations for books that you can read that are positive. One that comes to mind is Ina May's Guide to Childbirth. It's so enlightening and so amazing. She talks about like the pain, pleasure that many women experience. She talks about, you know, having certain people in your room or not having certain people in your room, how that can contribute to a good experience or maybe even a negative experience. It goes on and on, but just know that you can dispel the lies that that this has to be a horrible experience, or that overall it's going to be extremely painful and just unbearable. So the solution for that I would say is to feed your faith, declare the word, be mindful of where you are in your faith also, because faith is a muscle. So the more you exercise it, the stronger it gets. Just like when you're working out in the gym. If I were to go to the weight room and just go for 50-pound dumbbells and I've never lifted in my life, I'm not gonna be able to do that. And if I do that, I'm gonna hurt myself. So faith works the same way. Use medication if you want to. Get a C-section if that's what you desire. Don't let anyone's opinion deter you from ultimately the plan that you and God have spoken about first, because that's key. But don't let anyone's opinion make you feel less than, or make you feel less than a mother, or make you feel less than a woman, because really all birth is birth. And that's something that I could go on a long tangent about, but I'm not going to. We just, as women, need to be more supportive of each other and stop casting so much judgment about how someone gives birth, and if they decide to schedule a C-section ahead of time, or not, or whatever. We all need to be more supportive and more gracious towards one another. So again, pray about your birth plan and see what the Lord would have you to do, and lean into that, because ultimately His ways are above our ways. His thoughts are above our thoughts, and He has your best interest at heart. And a couple other things. Seek wise counsel, and not just from anyone and everyone. Anyone and everyone should not be able to speak into your life. That's one thing that I've done during this time of pregnancy, is protected myself, protected my mind. I don't want to hang out with anybody and everybody, especially right now, because I am preparing myself for a whole new phase of life. You know, I don't have any kids. This is my only child right here, my little fur baby Chief. And it's going to be a totally different ballgame when these two boys come into the world. And I believe that you should protect yourself. And if you feel that you don't want to go somewhere, you don't want to be around someone, that's okay. I've heard that to be pretty common during pregnancy among many women. So lean into that and talk to experienced women that you can trust, your village. You know, so many people say, especially in the Black community, that it takes a village to raise a child. And it does. And it's so important to have that community, that support system, whether they're blood relatives or not. God can place people in your life that can speak into your life, that have experience, that mean well for you. So definitely, I hope that this Overcoming Birth Fear helps you. A couple books, of course, I will recommend. I'll put that card in the video so that you can see it, because in that list of books, there's so many good just nuggets of information that you can read and that you can meditate on, and that will help you overcome this fear, because truthfully, our bodies were made for this, y'all. I mean, it's amazing that God would trust us to help partner to create the child, all the way from conception to birth. He is really having fun on this blanket over here. Yeah. But also to be able to carry this child and to birth this child, it's an amazing pleasure. And you know, not everyone gets that. So definitely be grateful and be thankful, and focus on gratitude, because the more you do, the more of it will come into your life. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought. Feel free to comment below. Like, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And until next time, I'll see you next time. Say bye, Chief. Say bye. Bye.